All right, so for my project, the address that I used was my home that I grew up in, 310 Timberlane Drive, which is in Franklin, Kentucky. The property is 1.02 acres, and my hypothetical goal in this scenario is to build a large garage on the property for private use, no commercial intent whatsoever. So to jump into the factors affecting this, I looked up the zoning regulations in Franklin, Kentucky. I don't think it would be difficult to get it approved due to the property being in a residential one zone. And according to Simpson County zoning regulations 8.4.2, it does permit uses in single family residential districts for a garage or other building that's detached but not used as a dwelling area on the property. And the soil type, all of the soil is called Robertsville silt loam, which when surveyed for the purposes of small commercial buildings, it was rated as very limited, meaning that the soil is unfavorable in many ways for the use of a commercial building being built on the land. It was also rated as a 1.00 for flooding, ponding, depth to saturated zone, and depth to a thin cemented pan, which all contributes to that limited rating. As far as the slope goes, the land itself is very flat. There's not much of a slope, and that also makes the land less desirable to build on due to the fact that whenever it rains, it just sits there. And as far as orientation goes, the building would be protected from the sun by some of the tree line in the evening due to the sun rising from the east and setting in the west, and there are a lot more trees on the western side than the eastern side of the property. So due to that, it would have more sun exposure and heat from the morning to the late afternoon, which would make it hotter to work in the garage, but I don't think that would be enough of an issue to not do this. The trees should help with some of the wind. Vegetation would be an issue as well. Just as far as trees go, they can provide shade and shelter, but they can also hurt the property as well if the trees fall on the garage and cause damage in a severe weather event. As far as utilities go, due to it being in a residential zone, it should have ready access to electricity and whatnot. And as far as wildlife goes, that's not really a concern. You'll see a fair amount of squirrels, rabbits, possums, raccoons, the occasional deer here and there, but they won't interfere with the garage. And as far as traffic goes, it is located on a dead-end street in a neighborhood with no sidewalks, so there wouldn't be an issue with plenty of cars and pedestrians coming by. So overall, I don't think it would be ideal to build a garage on this location simply because of the soil properties, but I think it would be fine as far as things like traffic, wildlife, and utilities and whatnot.